In this video, we're going to look at how we can reduce the number of groups for a categorical variable. I'm going to use a Likert scale variable called satisfaction. Currently, there are 5 groupings. If you have a look at the variable view here, we can see it's 1 to 5, so strongly disagree is 1 and strongly agree is 5. And I want to consolidate these groups. So sometimes when you've got Likert scales, because the difference between disagree and strongly disagree is different for each participant. So one person's strongly disagree will be someone else's disagree. And similarly with agree and strongly agree, it's very difficult to differentiate between the two. So by combining them, we can just get more consolidated view of how strongly people feel about a particular question. So I want to combine strongly disagree and agree and strongly agree. So that means I'm going to have 3 groups instead of 5. These first 2 are going to be group 1, undecided is going to be group 2, and these last 2 are going to be group 3. Go ahead and click OK. I've also coded some missing values using this missing values box. So I've entered 0 as my missing value code, and I've told SPSS here I want 0 to represent missing data. So you can see that here from the data view. So if we go ahead and start our reduce recoding, we're going to go to the transform menu, choose recode into different variables, and again we don't want same variables because we don't want to override our current data. We want to make a new one. I'm going to use satisfaction, move it over to our variables box, and I need to give it a new name. Now remember, variable names can't contain spaces or special characters, but we can use an underscore. I'm going to give it a label after we're finished. So I'm going to go ahead and click change. Our variable will appear, or a new variable name will appear in the variables box. Go ahead and click on old and new values. Now here's where we can tell SPSS what our current coding is on the left, and we can define our new coding on the right. Now there are a couple ways that we can do this. For example, we could use our ranges to say 1 and 2 represent 1, but I'm just going to do it one by one. So our old value, our strongly disagree was 1, and it's going to remain in group 1. I'm going to click add. Our disagree, which was 2, is going to be joined up with strongly disagree, so it's going to be coded as 1. Undecided, which is 3, is now going to be group 2. And our agree, which is group 4, is going to be our final group 3, and similarly our strongly agree, which is 5, is also going to be in group 3. Go ahead and click add. Now I do have some missing value codes which I want to keep, so I'm going to say all other values, which will encapsulate everything else I've not redefined, and copy old values. So my missing value codes, which are 0, are going to be transferred to my new variable. Go ahead and click continue, then OK. We can see we've got our new variable. I want to do a bit of defining, so if we go to the variable view and change the number of decimal places to 0, I also want to keep my label, so I'm going to copy and paste it in. And now I just need to define my new groups. So 1 represents disagree or strongly disagree. 2 is undecided, and 3 is agree or strongly agree. And go ahead and click OK. I also need to define my missing data again, so all my missing values were coded as 0, so I need to enter that into my discrete missing values. Discrete just means a whole number, so 0 is a whole number. We're going to put that in there. Click OK. Now if we go back to our data view, we can see our new variable here. I just want to compare it to what I had originally to make sure that what I've done is correct. So agree has become agree or strongly agree, disagree has become disagree or strongly disagree, and undecided has remained the same. So it looks like all my data has been recoded or regrouped properly. And if we have a look at our codes, we can see it's coded 1, 2, and 3 with missing values as 0, just like we wanted.